there are conflicts between the religions and within the same religion, what then is the central issue or basic reason for such conflicts? How can we resolve these conflicts? What can be done to establish peace and harmony among the religions and within the religions and promote human solidarity? One, religiosity and spirituality. Spirituality is the result of an experience of God and consequently a proper and peaceful relationship with oneself, with others, and with the entire world. Founders of religion seem to have such an experience. Religiosity, on the other hand, is excessive adherence to the external practices of religion. In religiosity, there is a tendency to set aside the moral values to obtain one's selfish ends. When one believes or teaches that anything is right as long as the correct religious rules and prescriptions are observed, one has slipped away from spirituality into religiosity. In religiosity, hating other religions became a popular expression of one's religious fervor. 2. Spirituality, a call to wholeness. Often spiritual life is thought to be a life of solitude away from the corrupt and the corrupting world. While spirituality can be discovered in solitude, it can be fulfilled only through proper and peaceful relationships. Spirituality must pervade every aspect of one's existence. It is a reality that touches everything in one's life. Spirituality should help a person to have a deep concern in the welfare of the world. It will help one to live for the sake of the entire creation of God. It should help one to have self-realization. Self-realization, the goal of human life, is possible through selfless life. Often people think that spirituality has not much to do with the day-to-day life. But if spirituality is the way in which peaceful and proper relationships are maintained with God, with oneself, with others, and with the entire universe, then it will naturally affect every aspect of life in every moment of our life. Meaning of spirituality. The most traditional understanding of spirituality is that of a way or a path that leads to self-transcendence. Self-transcendence, the gift of ourself to God and others, is the hunger of our being. Here spirituality can be explained as whatever calls us to self-transcendence. It is that which motivates us away from self-focus or self-seeking and inspiring us to give priority to the welfare of another. In Indian thought, spiritual activity is the activity of Atman realization, which is translated generally as self-realization. Generally, the word spirit connotes, both in the West and in East, something inner to man. But everything that belongs to the inner of man is not of spirituality. Traditionally, spirituality stressed our relationship with God. It is the vertical relationship, but today we emphasize the fact that spirituality can never be divorced from the horizontal relationship, that is with others and the time and the place in which we live. The response to the context in which we live will determine to a certain extent our spirituality. Belief in God in itself is not spirituality. Spirituality is the sum total of the responses to the inner call of the divine, which is possible through the divine spirit. Therefore, spirituality may be defined as a religious or a mystical experience of a person as an outcome of the religious conviction and practices which help one to establish a proper and peaceful relationship with oneself, with others, with the entire cosmos, and with the divine. Here, religion and spirituality, which were mostly insisting on vertical relationship, takes up a multidimensional approach that embraces both the human beings and the whole ecosystem. Since spirituality cannot be separated altogether from the material and the temporal realities of life, one has to learn to relate properly with them. Materiality is concerned only with the physical realities, whereas spirituality is concerned with both the physical and metaphysical realities. But the obsession with the materiality can stunt the growth of spirituality. Conclusion. The spirituality in different religions asks its followers to seek the ways and means to establish a peaceful and proper relationship with oneself, with others, with the entire universe, and with God. This is possible through doing good and avoiding evil. Different ways are proposed for the realization of this goal. It is possible through the destruction of one's selfish self to build up the real self. All the rituals and prayers are not for their own sake, but for the well-being of the individual, good of the fellow human beings, and for the whole world. A truly religious man can never be fanatical, because the strongest argument against fanaticism can be found in the spirituality of one's own religion. The more one is grasped by the Divine Spirit, the more empowered one is for doing good. This spirituality is not the monopoly of any single religion or individual. The best human specimens like Francis of Assisi, Abraham Lincoln, Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, Mother Teresa, etc. are the embodiments of spirituality, and they are not the monopoly of any single religion. Thank you.